Oh, yeah. And it's the Stipeman here, coming at you with a first look for Xbox One X. It's going to be the game Fallout 76. Yeah, this just dropped today, tonight, this date, wherever you are. What I'm trying to say is it's out right now, and this is the official release. This is not the beta. Yeah, so here we go. Here's the intro. I'll let you guys have a look.
In 1776, this great nation accepted that armed conflict was the only way to preserve our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If our founding fathers could only see us now. From Antietam to Amiens, Okinawa to Anchorage, we have fought. And now, the Red Menace is at our doorstep. Democracy itself is under threat of annihilation. That is why today, July 4th, 2076, 300 years after our great nation began, we gather together to honor the completion of Vault 76. This sprawling underground shelter may have been engineered by Vault-Tec, but it was built by you, the good people of America, so that if the bombs do come, if the end does come, our way of life will endure. But not everyone will be saved. Those chosen to enter this vault must be our best and our brightest. For when the fighting is stopped and the fallout has settled, you must rebuild. Not just walls, not just buildings, but hearts and minds, and ultimately, America itself. So as we stand here today, we pray that the world will know peace. But if that is not our destiny, if war must come, we stand together knowing that here in Vault 76, our future begins.
And so the game begins. Yeah, it's similar. It's a Fallout, isn't it? The intro, and it certainly fits the theme. We kind of wake up here, just like a normal Fallout. You're gonna see here in just a minute. We kind of get to choose our face. We do a quick job, just trying to rush through here so you guys can at least get a quick look of some of the elements of the game. But yeah, very, very typical of Fallout. I didn't take too much time to really scroll through all the options. I believe there were 15 faces you could choose from. Any kind of ethnicity, some were bald, some were, older, there weren't a whole lot of choices, so yeah, if you really want to get detailed, there are the options to go in and do it. Obviously, choose whatever name you want here. We're going with the old Stipeman here. But yeah, very typical for Fallout, and this is a game that I think a lot of people were wondering how's this going to be different from what we saw with Fallout 4. And I think the start of it is very similar. It's very similar. It does, to me, look a little bit better than Fallout 4. But yeah, a lot of similar aspects. Obviously, this is the multiplayer. This is the open world. You get to play with your friends. And that's the appeal for it. So yeah, that's pretty much, right now, basically, we're just kind of looking around. Seeing what all we can find, what all we can see. I kept a lot of this into the intro, the edit, just so you guys could kind of get a glimpse of what the game looked like starting out. We do a little more editing as we move through the world coming forward. So, yeah, if this is a little bit slow, again, just to give you an idea of what to expect with the intro. I know a lot of people have seen it with the beta videos that came out. But this should give you an idea of how this looks on the Xbox One X as well. It looks really, really, really clear. And I'd love to hear some of your comments in the comment section below. How it looks on PlayStation, how it looks on PC. Obviously, PC is going to look amazing, I'm sure. But this, to me, however long ago Fallout 4 was, this is definitely an upgrade to it, graphics-wise. Here we are, we're checking out the Pip-Boy that we get straight away. Again, we just kind of tried to move through it. You'll see these markers as you come into the intro. The little Pip-Boy's pointing. Yeah, where you basically need to go. Kind of got a little bit lost here. Could have checked out this vault a little bit more. There was a lot of stuff. We tried to kick a soccer ball there. You can't do that, so you couldn't interact with just everything. There probably are a few things to see and do here, but basically just trying to get here. We're going to each station, and you basically get to pick up items you're going to need in the world to help you get started. We interact with a few of the bots here. Yeah, and just move forward. So basically you're just looking for these kind of stations, stand there, pick up some stim packs. One thing I noticed there, as you might have seen, was my settings on the sensitivity. You might want to think about changing them a little bit. They're a little bit jumpy starting out. It's a little bit hard to select on some items, so that's something to consider. You guys may find it to be great. I've been playing a lot of different games lately that have different sensitivity settings, a lot of FPSs as well. So yeah, it's I guess every game's a little bit different, but yeah, the atmosphere, I think, starting out is it's really cool. It's really immersive. You feel like you're a part of this Vault 76. And yeah, and here we are. We're looking at the famous special cards. I just went for strength. It's probably not normally what I would choose. Again, you guys can take time to read the cards. I wanted to move on. I wanted to get out into the world to show you guys what was going on. Leveling up seems pretty simple in this game, at least starting out. You'll notice as I move into the world, there were some pretty highly ranked people already, or at least what seemed to be highly ranked for a day one release. So here we are. We're waiting to go out into the open world. Typical Vault fashion. Again, it looks pretty good. And boom, straight out. Now this right here is something I probably would address. The cutscenes, and I left this one in on purpose, are a little bit lengthy, and I had several of them at different points of the game. Not a deal breaker for me, but you'll have to see how you feel as you get into the game. Does it ruin sort of the immersive experience? Do you feel like, you know, you're in a movie as opposed to being a part of this world? Are there a lot of cutscenes? Are there is it taking away from that gameplay? And again, as you see, we're still in a loading screen there. But yeah, we're finally moving on. Yeah, we get a little achievement for Xbox here. You can probably have a good look around. It looks amazing. The view's amazing. Can't really quite see it there. The world looks to be pretty good sized, I'd say. We'll take a look at the map here in a little bit, and you can kind of get a feel for it. The map is really cool, by the way. It pretty much shows you anything and everything you need, so it's pretty good.
Sir, I found this holotape on the Overseer's terminal.
Again, if you've watched any of the beta videos, I think this is pretty similar. Yeah, just leaving the vault, you get a mission to find the Overseer's camp. So that's kind of what we're heading towards. Yeah, just down some steps. If you're playing multiplayer, I believe this is where you would meet up with friends. So you can wait and you can go out into the world together. This, for me, was just a quick solo playthrough. I will be playing with friends. We should have some videos coming out before too long with them. And to be honest, if any of you guys out there, I don't know how many of you guys are actually going to watch this video, if you guys want to jump in, play a little bit of Fallout 76. If you guys are super excited, I'm really happy to play with you guys. I love meeting new people, and yeah, I think that's what everybody's excited for on this. Is just being able to roam around with your friends and maybe cause some trouble and explore and find some things. Here, we didn't have a weapon starting out. There was probably a weapon somewhere. Anyway, I kept this in so you could see how easy it was to punch these things out. As you can see, they didn't do much damage to the HP. A little bit of looting, and yeah, didn't get a whole lot. We skip forward a little bit in the video here in just a minute, and a little bit of this. I think the skip's getting ready to come up anyway. Your acceleration, by the way, while we're at it here, it does go down quite rapidly, I would say. So keep that in mind as you go. But yeah. Just kind of exploring, going down. We avoided the fox there. There wasn't... I feel like there's probably a little bit more to this game, like in terms of paths. It is very open world, so you can move around wherever you want. I didn't get the feeling like there was a set path that you needed to take coming out of the tunnel, or sorry, out of the vault, to go somewhere. Obviously, we've got the marker set up, kind of in the direction we're headed, and that'll get you the places you need to go on the little toolbar below, on the bottom of the screen anyway. But yeah, it's visually it looked really good. I think it's obviously nighttime. You've got lights around. You've got a number of buildings around. I thought it looked really good. So I think that right there is the highlight. And I don't. It's a testament to Bethesda, I'm sure, but it's also a testament to the Xbox One X. Again, let me know how it looks on PS4. Let me know also though how it looks on an Xbox One if you're playing on the original, if you're playing on the S. How you guys feel about the game. I'll say this, one thing I noticed, and I'm not sure where it's going to pick it up here, or if you guys will notice it, is the game did lag a couple times. Not sure why. That might be one of those things, like a little patch fixes. It might not. It didn't feel like the server was overloaded. I didn't see a ton of people on. I did later in the video find some people you guys will see. But yeah, I don't know what the lag was due to, and I only noticed it a couple, 3 times, something like that. So again, we still don't have a weapon, so find this isolated cabin. I really want to get in there. I feel like there's something to see or loot, so I decided to punch out these mongrel dogs. Again, they're only level 1, pretty easy to punch out. They do a little bit more damage, as you can see. And in this case, there were a few of them, so something to keep in mind. But you can get started in this world. You're not just going to get completely wrecked, which is a good thing, because I know I get wrecked early game on a lot of games, and this feels like just kind of a casual start to get the feel of the game. You don't have to play really through a tutorial, so you can get in straight with friends, and this is sort of like the tutorial, and that to me is the fun part of a game. You know, I don't want to spend 30 minutes without my friends, you know, trying to figure out how to do something, and then once you get together, then it's just impossibly hard. You know, ease into a game. I like that. So that's it. That goes in the pro category for sure. Again, using items, pretty self-explanatory if you've ever played the Fallout series. It's been a while for me, so I stumbled around like how to use the LT, RT in the case of the Xbox here, to scroll through items and such. But yeah, it's super easy to pick up on, not a problem. Really interactive. We come into the cabin now. Again, as somebody who loves games where you loot, I'm a classic. If you played Fallout 4, you guys probably know. Like, some of you guys may be this. Me personally, I'm a classic hoarder. I want to get everything. So again, it feels a lot like Fallout 4. You can check the bags. You can check some. We checked the safe there in the toolbox. So you'll find some bits and bobs in those things. And yeah. In that, we found a weapon, so we're, again, trying to figure out how to use the old Pip-Boy. And, again, not that hard. Get ourselves a rifle. So now we don't have to punch things out. We decided to drink the water. I did want to test it out to see if it was radiated. I knew that it probably was, but there you go. So, just something to keep in mind as you go through drinking water. One thing I did notice about the game, there were a lot of open stretches of roadways where there wasn't a lot to see or do. I think that's going to be a lot more fun with friends, but the travel times between some stuff did take some time. And again, it could just be here at the start. We didn't get too far into this game. I think this was one of the spots that it lags. It's really hard to tell in the video. It was really kind of short. It didn't take too long. So not a major issue. It's not a deal breaker. Shooting on this game, we tested it out on the Fox there. Really simple for the most part. There probably is a little bit of auto aim somewhere involved. It didn't seem like it was a whole lot, but it is kind of point and shoot. I did notice that aiming down sight tends to be a little more accurate, which it should be, and that the hip fire basically is a little bit trickier at times. Again, that probably had to go along with the sensitivity settings, which I could have changed, and will going forward. So there you go. So yeah, we're coming up here to Overseer's Camp. Again, we kept this in just to show you a lot of the items that you see here that you can craft with and such are probably going to be fairly familiar from Fallout 4 if you guys played that.
Overseer's log.
Obviously, as you loot, as you pick things up, yeah, you craft new things. So that's the fun of the game. If you haven't played the Fallout series, if you haven't really played a Bethesda game, like even you know your Elder Scroll games and such like that, this is a very addictive part of the game, and one of those reasons that a lot of people love Bethesda games.
Fortunately, Vault-Tec was prepared. You see this? The cooking station, the stash box, the workbenches, all built with the camp. You need a home base out there. The construction and assembly mobile platform is designed to give you one. Just add resources.
So basically what the Overseer here is trying to tell you, and you guys can figure this out for yourselves. But yeah, the mobile camp that you picked up in the vault, that can kind of get you started to building your own camp. At the end of this video, we'll sort of stumble across. It had to have been a camp. We stumbled across multiple people, and well, you'll see. But yeah, it's again one of those things that I think a lot of people are excited for the camp building, and making it super interactive with your friends. You know, personalizing it rather.
If it's still standing.
And there really is a lot of crafting, a lot of stations, a ton of items. We weren't able to get into all that, but yeah, that's more to come. I mean, there's so much to come on this game. So yeah, we make it to the town, and yeah, we had a look around. I did notice a lot of the buildings were sort of static. There weren't a whole lot of buildings that you could just go in and loot, so to speak. You'll see here in just a minute, we're getting ready to come up on the motel. You'll see that. Here you go again. The moles move a little bit quicker. than some of the dogs and foxes and such like that. And so the hip fire, as you can tell, it's a little bit trickier. Again, sensitivity settings would probably fix that. Gotta have that mole rat meat. Why? Don't know. We did it anyway. But yeah, so there you go. Wanted to test that out so you can vault into buildings. The jumping into things, again, pretty easy. It feels comfortable, the movement. It really does. Again, I'll say it again, sensitivity settings, check them, but it is really smooth. And that's the good thing. Here you go. You'll see we're here at the motel or the lodge, as you will. You can't really get into a lot of the things, so some of the buildings that you're going to find aren't really lootable, which is probably okay. There's probably enough things in the game to loot and explore and find, so yeah, not a horrible disappointment. No way I was going to jump in that pool. I did think about it. And I probably should have tested it. I wanted to see how fast the radiation jumped up if I could die in a rapid manner. But we didn't do it. We'll do it. It'll come in an upcoming video if you guys stick around. So yeah, we moved on in here to Flatwoods. Skipped a few of the little things. We come upon a church which is sort of set up as a base. Just decided to take a look around. This seemed to be like a safe haven. I'm just noticing that chest right behind this computer to the left. I don't think I picked anything up in there. So yeah, good job, Stipe Man. Like, way to be observant. I was really excited to play this game today. I really was. It's one of those games that it was so hyped at E3 that I think if you're a fan of Bethesda games, you at least wanted to see what it was going to be like. Even if you had reservations, which, again, I had a few, and have a few, I should say. But yeah, it's exciting. It really is an exciting development, and it's really cool that they've done a multiplayer.
Welcome to Survivor Stories. I'm Dasa Ben Ami, a responder. I've been working with the responders for a couple of years now. I'm from Charleston.
Yeah, so lots of stuff to see and do. I don't really want to ruin the story, ruin all the tapes. But I did want to pop in this church just to show you that you're going to run across a lot of hubs starting out. So, again, it's not a game where you have to feel stressed out like, oh, I've got to set up camp right away. I've got to get my P's and Q's. Like, I don't even know what that term means. So I need a better term than P's and Q's. Dot the I's and cross the T's might have worked better. Maybe that's what I was going for. Something to do with the alphabet, guys. I don't know. But yeah, you don't have to get any of that stuff together. Words, Stipe Man, words. Right away. So you can take your time. You can kind of explore a little bit, find stuff and things to do, which that's the fun part of the game. And I do think this game is going to be absolutely amazing with friends. Again, so many things to see. I will be curious to know if your friends coming behind you can loot the exact same thing, if they're going to get the same items. That's how Elder Scrolls was. And I think it worked out well. I think that system worked out pretty well. So we end up leaving the town, and what we're doing here is, you'll see in a minute, I checked my map, and I wanted to have an interaction with someone. We see there that there's something wanted, some person wanted. So I thought, why not try to kill the wanted person with my primitive rifle, who's probably ranked up higher than I am and has better weapons. And as you can hear, there's automatic fire going on in the background here. But you'll see how this turns out. We head up there. Sure enough, we're close to the wanted person. Which, if this is how it works, honestly, you can go after wanted people. That is really, really fun in the game. That is a cool aspect. But yeah, we come up here. We find, looks like a little bit of a base. I kind of just take a peek. We check our map, and lo and behold, the wanted guy is gone. So, there you go. Somebody shoots at me, they're a terrible shot, even worse than I am. I jump up and down to say, hey, I'm friendly, just checking you guys out. I was only here for the wanted person. There were 4 of them. I don't know how to do the emote. He gave me the thumbs down, so I decided to bug out. 1 on 4, it was going to be a losing fight. And, you know, for me it was... I wasn't too disappointed to leave. Got a quick look. They kind of stayed surrounding me. At this point, I'm trying to figure out how to do emotes myself. I didn't figure it out at that time. So, yeah, we just decided to go ahead and run down and see what else we could do. I really wanted to have an interaction with somebody. I'm checking the map a few times. We come across this, and I thought this was interesting because it was NPCs fighting each other. So we had these Scorched fighting, I automatically forget what they're called, the flying eye things. So yeah, we took those out, and I kind of wondered if there was a good versus bad kind of element here. Like, did we just help the robots out? So I stood here, and he shot at me. So yeah, the iBots, there we go. And at this point I realized, hey, I'm out of ammo. I don't have a second weapon. Didn't have time to check it. I decide I'm gonna bug out. Started to bug out, and then I realized, why am I bugging out? These iBots don't do too much damage. I do want to check that out. I want to see what some of those NPCs had on them, weapon-wise. And I also kind of wanted to keep an eye out to see where people were. So I was looking at that. Here I'm checking just to make sure I don't have any ammo or something. The iBot's not giving up. And this is where I'm like, yeah, you know what? Screw you, iBot. I'm going to come back and get some weapons, get some ammo, and take you out, because you're just going to be an annoyance if you're just going to chase me the entire way. One of the things I don't know going forward is if some of these NPCs respawn at these locations. That'll be interesting to find out, or if once you've killed them, they're out. Which I think could change the game. I think it would be interesting if they'll respawn and then come back as higher levels. Because as you can tell, I'm fighting level 1 everything. It's super easy starting out. This gun, I can't remember what it was. I think it was one of the pipe pistols. It was pretty garbage. But again, starting out, the perfect weapon that you want to find. So, yeah, if you are in need of a weapon starting out, to be honest, you can probably punch out most of the enemies and get something off of them. We did take a look up on top of the roof. Didn't find a whole lot. So yeah, we came across this guy down here just to kind of end the video. Wanted to interact with another player. He was taking on some dogs. I decided to take some shots. It didn't seem like I was hitting him. I was kind of hitting the dogs around him. Shot at him a few times. He didn't seem to mind. He never shot at me. At this point, I'm trying to be tricky and just shoot at something else just to make it look like I was trying to help him. As you'll see, yeah, I decided to turn on him. And I just wanted to see how the PvP part of this game was. And as it turns out, you're going to find out that, well, here, let's not spoil the moment, shall we? So we come up behind a level 7. He's just standing there. Headshot. Uh-oh, it's enabled. It's protection. And he just wanders on. So yeah, this is a very PvP-like game. People can turn it off and on as they go. How that's going to affect the gameplay, I don't know. But yeah, this was pretty much it for the video. Just a quick look at the game. I hope you guys did enjoy what you saw. If you liked it, please think about giving it a thumbs up. If you like the content that I've provided here, even think about a sub. We are going to be having more Fallout series coming out. And if you guys want to play along, again, look me up. My info is on the YouTube page. And yeah, hope to see you guys soon. And y'all come back now, you hear?